Hi, Virgo. Welcome or welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you're here. If you're new here, I'm Gigi, and you're always welcome. Thank you for spending your time here with me. I hope that you will find something here that will help lighten your path. Okay, so I have to get my quick messages out first. So, somebody here is not quite being exactly honest with themselves. And the thing that they're not being quite honest with themselves about is that they do have a little bit of a desire for some companionship. I don't know if it's exactly that I would call it love, Virgo, but there is some desire for some companionship. And I do believe that this message is going out to my divine feminine. There is somebody in my divine feminine group that I have been reading for specifically. And I'm not going to say that they're not being quite honest with themselves because I think they know it. I just don't think that they or that you want to express it out loud. I'll put it that way. And the thing about it, not expressing it out loud is that it's if you say it out loud, then you make it true. Mm, but universe knows anyway. God knows anyway. Holy Spirit knows anyway. Source knows anyway. Whatever higher power, higher being that you believe in knows anyway, right? Um, so whether you speak it into fruition or not, it's known. So just don't sit on it, keeping it um, to yourself and push down to you. It becomes a thing that you are not recognizing the desire for within yourself, and then it becomes a thing. Virgo, I think you know exactly what I mean. Okay, so there's no point in having it be something that you're ruminating over. That's what I'm trying to say. Because you know how we can be about that. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's not do that. All right. And I think that's pretty much it for my quick messages. Like, I know that that's something that's been on somebody's mind. So let's don't do that. If you want to do that, and that probably sounds crazy if you watch my videos, I'm always talking about let's date ourselves, let's take ourselves out, let's treat ourselves to whatever it is we want. And I'm all for that. You know that 100%. There's nothing wrong, though. Don't get what I say all the time. Don't get it twisted. We are human beings, and if you have the desire to have companionship, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, and there's nothing wrong with saying it out loud. If you have the desire to have companionship, have companionship. Okay. What I will say is this: be careful of red flags. If you think you see it, speak on it, because sometimes um, people will put a lot in your face to keep you from being able to see the red flags, and that's why that's always been that age old tradition of uh, introducing him or her to your friends so that somebody else might pick up on it what you don't see, right? And that's all I'm gonna say on that. Except for this, if you are doing the online dating thing, if you think it's a red flag, it probably is. Get a second opinion real fast, and that might mean while you are still texting, communicating online before you ever meet in person. And you might take somebody with you when you meet in person. There's nothing wrong with a double date. There's nothing wrong with a um, hey, I'm already out with a friend. Can we meet up real quick for coffee? There's nothing wrong with that, girl. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Says do that if that's what you got to do. Just be safe out there. Okay, but and I mean what I say. There's nothing wrong with the desire for companionship. Um, let's see. I think that's going to be it for my quick messages in that capacity. Again, thank you for your time. I appreciate you being here. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. That helps me find my people, helps my people find me. Be on the lookout for some new things coming from my channel in the near future. I'm pretty excited about. Um, and I think that you two have also been up to some new things. Somebody I said in the last or one of the most recent videos, I know that people are up to good things. People are starting school. People have gotten promotions. People have applied for new jobs. Listen, if any of these things apply to you, please let me know um, in the comment section. I would appreciate knowing about those things. That makes me feel good. I know you guys are doing it because I'm picking up on it in the reading. I would just like to hear about it. And if you happen to be a shy person and you might not want to share out in the open in the public like that, I understand that. Please feel free to email me if you like. You can hit me up at one Virgo to another at gmail.com. All right, so then let's just get into the reading. All right, so I was trying to kind of figure out what was going on with Virgo, the collective, the group, and I still was only picking up on my divine feminine. And somebody in the divine feminine group, somebody's already started dating, and so I picked up on, and I already know that because I was reading that before. Somebody is been dating, somebody's picking up on somebody's getting some red flags, and if you're getting some red flags, believe in them. Okay, if you think you see a red flag, it probably is. Run it up the pole, as they say. Talk to your friends, uh, friend, girl, sister, cousin, whoever. Ask somebody else, because if you think it's a red flag, it probably is. Be your own detective. I saw a detective card. Um, there was something else that came out. Oh, somebody might be dealing with a player. Now that could be girl player, guy player, doesn't matter. But I think, like I said, I think I'm still reading for my divine feminine. So if you've got a feeling that that person is a player, um, listen. If that's what you're into, that's fine. But I'm not getting the feeling that you are. Don't settle. It is not. It's too many people in the world to feel like anybody needs to be settling. So don't do that. And then I also picked up on somebody who might be expecting. So if that's you and that's something that you are were looking forward to, then congratulations to you on that. All right. So what else, Spirit? What else is going on with Virgo, specifically my divine feminine? All right, so TikTok deadlines, procrastination and too busy. So I think I talked about that recently. Somebody's got some deadlines hanging out. So um, I'm not going to talk too much about that because there's possibilities of several different deadlines that there could possibly be. I thought that the reading that I did recently that I was talking about deadlines, it was employment opportunities, but it could be something else. I don't know. We'll keep going. And then lucky break. So somebody's coming into some good fortune, good things coming, and you're approaching a turning point. But we already knew that. I'm listen, y'all, sis. I've been telling you the good things coming. There have been for some time. I've been picking up on it. Um, a lot of us have been experiencing it. There have been some level ups going on. Some of us have been experiencing a lot of change in our lives. Many of you have experienced level ups and changes in who you are as people. Like I said, some people have gone back to school. Some people are graduating with degrees. So I'm not surprised about the changes and the um, new turning points in people's lives. Some people are on a roller coaster of life, right? There's a lot going on. What else? Uh-oh. Key player jumped out. Actually, I should say important person playing an essential role, irreplaceable. Interesting. So tell me more about the key player. Okay, fuego. There's chemistry and intense passion, and things are heating up. So this is right on point. So somebody who I thought maybe was dragging their feet, not saying it out loud, not expressing it out loud. Maybe I'm a little late to the party, and you already are. But then again, this could all be the same um, timeline for different people. And some of you have already said it out loud and have already attracted it. And I said, because somebody's expecting, I picked up on that before. Um, so somebody's starting a new relationship and there's a lot of chemistry. And again, like I said, some of you have seen some red flags. Some of you have gotten deep into your relationship and are expecting um, a new life, and I congratulate you on that. That's wonderful. And those of you who are kind of, some of you kind of are up in the air. Some of you are dealing with a potential player and maybe um, not so sure about the situation. All right, what else, please, Spirit? We'll see what else we can find out. All right. Yep, the new boo. There's new love. So, my guess is that the new love is for those of you who've not yet expressed that you are ready for something new. Remember, I said somebody here actually is looking for, wants to have companionship and has not yet expressed it. Okay. Um, but it's coming, it's on the fringe, it's right on the outskirts of this particular timeline. So, probably right around the time you decide you are willing to express it out loud is when you're going to see it start to take shape. That person is going to materialize. Or you know this person and they're going to express their attraction to you. Probably start to flirt, or maybe already has started to flirt and you just haven't picked up on the fact that they are flirting with you. You haven't learned each other well enough yet. All right, so TikTok. Let's see, there's some. All right, so somebody is going to have some issues with some legal issues, and this could be that person who is dealing with potentially seeing some red flags. Um, and maybe you didn't see those red flags because you were really busy at the time, and now they're just starting to expose themselves. You're able to see them now, and it may have something to do with some money. Um, and so maybe somebody did something less than legal, but don't get caught up in it, is all I'm saying. If you have questions about it, you saw some red flags, now you're wondering, do your due diligence and get to the bottom of it before you get caught up in it, okay? That's for somebody very specific. That has to do with a timeline, a deadline, and you know who you are if you are questioning whether or not that has to do with you. That's a very specific reading. That's for somebody very specific. Okay, that person um, started dating somebody, saw some red flags. You were caught up in something because you were really, really, really busy, and you procrastinated dealing with those red flags, and everything was kind of up in the air. And then as things started to settle, you started to wonder about whether or not what you saw was a red flag, and it had to do with some money. And as things started to settle, you started to see whether or not you are unclear about whether or not what you saw was legal or not, and it was not. That person did something extremely illegal, and it had to do with money. So you might want to put some distance between you and that person, or what that person did, or be clear about where you were at the time. You didn't have anything to do with it. Yeah, that's crazy. What else, please, Spirit? Yeah, agreed. Get out of there. Get out of that situation. That mess. That again. That timeline is very specific to that same person. The message in that is to get out of that situation. Those red flags were very red. You weren't imagining it, and you do definitely need to get out of that situation. Because if you don't, that person's going to run, and they're going to leave you holding the bag. Is what's going to happen. If it hasn't come to a head yet, be paying attention. Be very aware of what's going on. If there's any possibility that you could get stuck holding the bag for the situation, whatever it is, that's what's going to happen. I fear that my divine feminine is going to get left. Yeah, you're going to get stuck holding the bag. That masculine, and I just say masculine because he's not divine, is going to run, is going to flee, and you get stuck. You are the one who's going to get in trouble for the situation. What else, please, Spirit? Ooh, that's a lot of cards. All right. And as far as this new situation, this divine feminine in this new flirtatious love that is just beginning, just figuring out that this person either is or is about to be flirting with you. Expect for some gossiping and rumors, some nosiness to go on. Um, and I think it's really just because everybody thought you were kind of done with romance. I don't think it's meant to be malicious. I think it's silly gossip. Um, they're just sipping tea. It's silly gossip. I think people just thought you were kind of done. They were are going to be a little bit surprised or are a little bit surprised um, and shocked. They want to see this fun flirtatious side of you. Yeah. So in general, it looks like um, there's a lot of good vibes um, present for my Virgo, my divine feminines in general, including the divine feminine that's seeing the red flags. I think in general, the red flags have been seen, and there's been a step away. There's been some distance put in place for most of you in anyone in this situation. And for those of you who have not, I think you're going to catch on pretty quickly. I think the red flags. I think you're smart enough to have caught on to the red flags, and I think you are making moves to get away from it. Um, and I think that's very smart. I think most of you are kind of sitting pretty right now, recognizing what's gone on. You are experiencing pretty good vibes in the present moment. As of today, you are looking good, feeling good, smelling good, enjoying yourself, and doing maybe even enjoying some mild celebration for. I don't even know what specifically. Maybe just enjoying life, and why not? You don't even have to really have a reason. Maybe just some self indulgence, right? What else, Spirit? Maybe celebrating because you did catch this. You saw this coming. They thought they would get away with it, and you caught it. Yeah, you did the research. You got some insight, um, and they weren't able to pull one over on you. I mean, what better reason to celebrate, right? I mean, it just makes sense. Like I've said this multiple times before. Like people keep like, okay, so let me break this down. For many of you, you have experienced um, lots of difficulties. Like people have brought many things to you to your door, like difficulties, troubles, um, thinking that they were going to shut you down for whatever reason, whether it was jealousy or I don't know, like sometimes just stuff that wasn't even your battle to have, stuff that you didn't do, stuff from different lifetimes, stuff. I mean, you name it. I know you have faced a lot of adversity and a lot of difficulty, and you figure you've alchemized it. That's the easiest way I know to put it. That's what Virgos do. You turn it around and you make it work for you. And that's part of the reason why stuff keeps coming at you. It's like for many people, they don't get it, they don't understand it, and Negativity is specifically right. Like it just it's what's the word I'm looking for? There's a specific word I'm looking for, like okay, like when there's too much good, bad has to come. You know what I mean? When there's a hole, something has to fill it. Entropy, right? When there's a space, when there's an opening, something has to come along and fill it. So if there's too much good, the negativity has to come along and approach it. It has to try and affect it. So like you go along in your life and you're not bothering anybody that you know of. You're just doing you. Something has to come along and try to affect that good that you are busy doing, minding your own business. It's the good, the light that you put out, it's bothering someone else. And so that someone wants to know why nobody else has put that light out. They have to decide that they're going to be the one to do it. And I don't understand it. Right? A lot of hurt, a lot of pain, a lot of darkness has come your way and you've alchemized it. That's what you do. And life keeps throwing darkness at you and you keep making light of it. And that's what you're going to keep doing because that's who you are. That's what you do. That's what that's part of what makes you who you are, and that's what draws people to you. And the problem is that when you draw people to you, you draw everybody to you, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And then you have to spend countless waking hours trying to figure them out. Are they good? Are they bad? Are they ugly? But it's okay. It's okay because you walk in magic, you walk in light, you walk protected, and you're an alchemist. And so you are able to take the bad and the ugly and alchemize it. And so when they come at you with the bad things, the negative things that they do, and they want to leave you holding the bag for it, you often see it coming, and you are able to get out of there before they're able to do it. When they approach you with whatever it is that their actual goals are, when it is not actually love, when it is not true love, you are able to see that coming and alchemize that too. But I digress. My whole point is this, Virgo. If you do you see what you know what you want and you go get it. And so if you've seen the red flags, you recognize them for what they are and you've worked on them and you've treated them as such, and you found yourself separated from this wrongdoer, and you've gotten away and they've not left you holding the bag. um, Luck and good fortune are on your side and you've reached a turning point, so this new boo should be safe and okay for you. The um i think the gossiping and the nosiness should be relatively okay. Now the rumor spreading, I don't know. I don't know. Rumor spreading, I'm thinking if anything, rumor spreading is going to come from an ex, and that's going to be born of jealousy. But that's going to happen. You know, exes and haters. What are you going to do? You're going to have them because that's what happens with people who are alchemists and who walk in light. I mean, it just is what it is. Um, yeah. So anyway, I hope that this has been of some help to you, Virgo. Basically, this message is what it is. The message has been that recognizing that there is something still that you desire, you just need to speak on it. It's okay. Um, it's been recognized whether you actually speak on it or not, and it's okay to have what you want. No one's no one here's judging you, and whether others judge you or not is irrelevant. But you know that, and you don't care about being judged anyway. Um, Nor do I think you should worry about being judged. I just don't. I don't. Um, there's a lot of emotion in this reading, actually, um, quite a bit. There's a lot of emotion and a lot of money involved in this reading. I think that you have done a lot of leveling up in terms of who you are as a person. I said that in the last reading. You've changed who you are, and I think that's affecting the timeline in terms of you decided that you are ready for something new and some companionship in your life. And so, if you have not already experienced that newness, I think it's coming. But I think you might need to have a little patience, Virgo, because I think it's gonna the changes in who you are, who you've become. I think it's going to require that you show some patience in who comes into your life, because I think you're going to draw somebody different than you've ever had before in your life. And I think you're going to have to show yourself some patience and some grace in how you handle this newness, uh, because I think it's going to look very different than previous relationships that you've had. I think you're going to surprise yourself, and I think it's a good thing. I absolutely think it's a good thing. I think you're going to find some harmony that you've not experienced before, mainly. Because I think you have a new realization about who you are. So once you haven't had a new realization about who you are, I think you can't help but um, attract a new kind of person into your life because you have a new insightful awareness about yourself, right? Okay, so having said that, um, I think the message here is to continue your level up. Um, no matter who you are in this timeline, I think the message here is to continue the level up, continue doing the research, continue to learn more and gain more insight as to who you are, what you desire. I think this in this time frame, I think it is important for you to continue researching you. And in doing so, the new person or people, key players that you attract into your life will be more essential. I think they will be more practical, and I think that you will be more effective in each other's lives as friends, as partners, as um, romantic partners, just in general. Um, this feels like a very good reading. This is a very sound structural reading. Like I said, there's a lot of emotion here, but it is mature emotion. This is yeah, this is a mature reading, I would say. All right, Virgo, I'd like to thank you again for your time. If there's something here that has resonated with you, I would appreciate a like, very much so if you're feeling generous. Um, yeah. All right. So until next time, you know what it is. Peace, love, and chocolate, Virgo.